Hey folks, Rick Berube here, Vice President of Sales for Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices of Arizona, California, and Nevada. Today I want to talk to you about communication skills. Very important. Look, if you're going to be a top agent, if you're going to sell homes in today's market, you got to work on your communication skills. It's probably the toughest thing for most salespeople. Okay? First point today is listening. You got to become really good at listening. The old saying, you have two ears and one mouth for a reason. Very critical in real estate because remember, it's about them. So you got to listen. You got to ask great questions, which is why, all right, he's already going to talk about it, why I believe scripting is so important. But I don't like scripts. They make me insensitive. They make every reason you can come up with for not learning scripts, I can tell you that's exactly why you need to learn them. When you know what to say next, open-ended questions, what, when, who, where, why, when you know what to say next, it allows you to listen. Okay, and even, while you're listening, in between the questions on the script, you can dig deeper, which really makes you a rock star communicator. Okay, so number one is listening. Number two is empathy. Are you able to put yourself in your client's shoes? Remember the last time you moved? I just moved in January, okay? My little joke at Real Estate Success Series is every realtor should have to move every 3 years to keep their license, keep the empathy factor high, so you remember what it's like. Okay, remember, these people are moving. It's one of the top 5 most stressful things you can do in life. Move. Okay, so you gotta be real empathetic about it. Okay, next thing is simplify everything. Successful people take the complicated and simplify it. Real estate is simple. It's real. I mean, that's why I think I was pretty good at it. It's not complicated. I have a unique gift to not be able to complicate anything. Okay, and hopefully you can do the same. It's a simple deal. Keep it simple. Okay. Also, I believe when you're dealing with clients and with a communication standpoint, you need to know when to interject or redirect, because sometimes they get off on tangents and get a little emotional. Your job is to add logic to an emotional situation. Always remember that. Okay, and sometimes that means calming as well. So interject, redirect when possible. Next one is from a communication standpoint. You need to be available to these people. Now look, I'm not saying you need to be a store 24 agent where you're open 24/7. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about have a plan, set expectations. When I met with clients, I would tell them, just like I'm sitting here today with you, I'm not going to answer my cell phone. Okay, I'm in an appointment with you. When I'm on an appointment with somebody else, I give them the same respect. So if you're looking for me, could be an hour, never more than 2 before I get back to you. Because I want to set up because my prospecting appointment is an appointment too, and I don't want to be returning phone calls during that time. Okay, so that's an important point as well. So be available. Confidence. Communicate confidently. How do you do that? Well, we talk about that a lot in Real Estate Success Series. There's some NLP techniques, which stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. My favorite parts about NLP, and you don't have to become an NLP master. Some people get bogged down by this. You don't have to be. The most important parts are open-ended questions. What, when, who, where, why. Okay, when they answer your question, you repeat back a small portion of it. Okay, you're moving to Seattle, good for you, and then affirm it. So if you look at our Book of Everything, which has all the scripts in it, the Book of Everything, love the name. Okay, at the bottom it says RAM, which stands for repeat, approve, and move, which means ask the next question. Okay, now, I would also say digging deeper is very important as well. In other words, in between the questions are a lot of questions you can ask. Like when I'm asking them, where you plan on moving to, they say Seattle. The next question on the script is, and when do you want to do that? But if they tell me Seattle, I'm going to say, what's in Seattle? Is that a job? The grandkids, whatever. I'm going to dig deeper on that. Once I've exhausted that one, got a lot of information, I call it intense curiosity. Some people call it being nosy. If they're moving, they love when you're intensely curious. Trust me on this, okay? Then the next question is, and when do you want to be there? And so forth. So you want to stick to that. But being confident is very important. Finishing sentence on a downswing. When do you plan on moving? Not when do you plan on moving? When you make it weird, it sounds weird, trust me. So how do you become confident? By practicing. You got to practicing. Everything needs to be practiced. You also need to be relationship oriented, meaning that I really care about you, why you're moving. Some of these clients will become friends of yours. They'll be friends for life. A lot of people I coach, been in the business 10, 15, 20 years. they can relate deals today to some of the first transactions they did. You know, it has like a snowball effect, okay, if you do it properly. Okay, then my next point would be, and ask a lot of great questions. Be curious. Okay, like we said, intense curiosity I think is very important. Also, people that are great communicators, they understand body language. Remember, a lot of communication isn't the words, it's the tonality. It's the body language, my facial expressions. So you need to become good at reading that. And once again, the only way to become good at that is by doing it and practicing. Okay, so bringing it all full circle. I believe, okay, there's a couple things. The most important parts about everything we just went through are, first off, you gotta follow a script, okay, so you don't sound scripted. Secondly, open-ended questions. Always repeat back what they've said. It makes you a really great communicator. When you tell me you're moving to Seattle, good for you. It tells you I'm listening to you and I agree with you. Then you ask the next question. Because if you're not repeating and approving, it sounds like an interrogation. Okay? So repeat, approve, move, ask the next question. Energy, enthusiasm, and excitement is also very important. If you can do that, just that alone makes you a very good communicator. The last thing I'll leave you with is, and then understanding personality styles, whether they're analytical, expressive, amiable, or a driver personality style. Okay, there's little intricacies that make a big difference. If you treat them all the same, that's not good. Everybody likes to be communicated differently based on how they are. I'll give you an example. If I'm a driver, I want the bottom line. And you say things like that to a driver. You want the Reader's Digest version, don't you? You want the bottom line. They also like control, like, I don't need to tell you this. You've probably already thought of this. Now, you try that with an analytical, you think they're stupid. They don't want the bottom line. They want the whole story, graphs, pie charts. They want everything. So that's why it's important that you spend some time learning how to communicate. If you ever had this thought, these people get me. This is going well. I wish all my clients were like this. They're probably the same personality style as you. But remember, there really are four personality styles. So that means if you're being like you all the time, you're not being that effective with 75% of the planet. So that's why it's important to understand those. And we cover all of this in Real Estate Success Series. Okay, guys, that was kind of long today. I'm glad you stayed and listened to it. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.